Hey guys, happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday? Oh my God, yes. Quarantine is making my days completely run together. I have no idea what is even happening in my life anymore, but it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. I'm super glad that we do these lives because this is like the one thing in my week that is still like this happens at 6 p.m. Tuesday nights, and it is like the only thing keeping me on track right now. Everything else is just nuts. Hi, Mel. Glad you're here. Thank you for coming to hang out. Hi, Facebook user. So, this brings up a good point. You guys know if you've seen a live before, I use a streaming service just so I can stream in my six-figure Facebook group and on my YouTube channel at the same time. So, if you are watching through the Facebook group, you'll need to go in the caption box up top, just click on the link that allows StreamYard to access your name. They just can't see it because it's a private Facebook group. So if you plan on chatting through this live with me, I would love to talk to you, but I would also love to see who you are. So if you don't feel like accepting that permission, you can just type out your name after. Hi, Victoria. We'll give it a couple of minutes to let people pop on. And while we're talking about Facebook and YouTube, you guys know if you're watching in the Facebook group and you want to come hang out on YouTube, you're always welcome to join us there. And if you're on YouTube, check the description box after the live is ended, and I will post the link for the Six Figure Stylist Facebook group. So if you want to come hang out with us on Facebook, you can do that as well. Hi, Facebook user with the hearts. So guys, first and foremost, how's everyone's quarantine going? Are you guys like as not so crazy as I am right now? Because I feel like I am all over the place. And it's been hard. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm doing virtual school with my daughter, and it's been super hard. But the one thing that I can take away from it is really giving me a lot of time to focus on things that I haven't been able to focus on while I'm super busy in the salon. So really, really taking the time to market to all of my clients, using this time to get all my social media in order and even try out playing on some different platforms. So it's been, and I'm trying to look at the pros here and not dwell on how exhausting it is. Mel says, me too. That's exactly how I feel. It's awful. We've got one live education set up, and that's all I have to look forward to right now business-wise. Yeah, are you doing it in the Olaplex group? I just did one yesterday in the Olaplex Facebook group, and I was so excited to finally just be able to do some hair again. I was feeling crazy. So going back to having all this free time and being able to work on things that we don't normally have time to do, I want to go ahead and share with you guys all of the courses on hairbykate.com right here are 30% off right now. If you use the code COVID, that'll save you some money if you want to take this time and really make the most of it and learn and educate yourself. But aside from that, I was spending a ton of time on Instagram recently, just going through and looking at my page and figuring out, kind of how it all works together and looking at just all of the pieces. Instagram is like a huge puzzle. So it's like you can have cool pictures, but it doesn't work without this other stuff. And you can have like this thing right, but that doesn't work without this. And I finally feel like I'm in a place where my Instagram has come together really nicely, and I get a lot of engagement that I'm happy with, and I get clients from Instagram too. So I'm super, super stoked with how my page is right now. So I wanted to share with you guys a lot of like tips and tricks and just the kind of like hacks, if you will, that I found that make my Instagram run really smoothly as a whole. Now I'm trying out something new called Instagram audits. I did this for one stylist probably like 2 years ago, and I think it really helped her at the time, but since then so much has changed. So now that I do have so much time, I want to kind of get back on it and doing these Instagram audits again. So audits are basically like where you just examine, analyze something as a whole. So what I'm going to be doing is, if you're watching this live, all you have to do to enter this is just leave a comment at any point while this live is running. So what that is going to do is enter you in a giveaway for a free Instagram audit. So I will be going through your Instagram and checking all of the boxes, going through every section, breaking it down with you, giving you all of my advice on how you can get it running smoothly and get all of those puzzle pieces together and connected. So if you guys are interested in something like that, I may be opening that up to the public after I do this giveaway. We'll see how it goes. It takes a lot of time on my end, so that's why I never really followed through on doing them consistently after I did that first one a couple of years ago. But now, like I said, since I have time, I really want to spend it just hanging out with the community, helping you guys where I can. So if you want to be entered to win a free Instagram audit, go ahead and leave a comment, and that'll get you entered in that. But for now, let's go through Instagram together. Been drinking a lot of water too. All right, so I wanted to do this with like a screen share setup, but I can't share. I mean, at least to my knowledge, I don't know how to share my phone screen while I'm live on my computer. So we're going to do this the nice ghetto way of holding my phone up so I can show you guys what I am talking about. So I apologize if this is not the cleanest looking live, but we're just going to do what we can do here. So first and foremost, when you're setting up your Instagram, the first thing you want to ask yourself is, who are you trying to attract? What kind of audience are you talking to when you post on Instagram? And what is your end goal for having an Instagram? You know, are you using Instagram just as a place to store your photos? Are you using it just for fun? Or do you want to actually use it to grow your business? I know I do like social media, but Instagram is a lot of work. So if it's not growing my business, I wouldn't have the time to do it. I do put so much time into Instagram now because it does actually bring me clients and makes me money. So with that being said, I look at Instagram as, who am I trying to attract? New clients. I want people in my chair coming from Instagram. So every time you do anything on Instagram, you want to keep that in mind. Like, who are you talking to? You're talking to your target market. You're trying to bring in your target audience. So you'll need to get a visual for who your target market is, your dream clients, if you will. So for me, I like to market to women ages like 20 to 40 that are cool, that color their hair, that have like a certain chill vibe around them. So whenever I make any kind of post on Instagram, I just visualize an imaginary person that would fall into my target market, and I pretend like I'm talking to her. Now, if you don't have the same target market as me, then you're not going to try to visualize the same kind of person. If you're a stylist that is a barber or specializes in men's cuts or haircuts or something, our target markets probably are not going to be the exact same the same audience. So you really need to take a couple of minutes. It really doesn't take a long time to figure out who you're trying to attract and who you're talking to, because everything we do from there is going to be based off of that one question. So with that in mind, we're going to start at the top of Instagram up here. So this little box right here, your profile picture, you're going to want that to be you. And you're going to want it to be a good, clean and clear shot of yourself. So I love the world right now. You don't have to go get professional headshots done with a photographer. You can easily take these yourself in your studio, in your house, in your living room, whatever, outside of your salon, whatever. You can take them yourself. Our phones are such good cameras now, and you can easily get one of those little shutter emotes that's like connected to your Bluetooth on your phone and take photos yourself. So that's where all of my headshots have come from. I've done them all myself, but you're definitely going to want to get something like that. So when people come to your page, they're going to immediately see what you look like and get a feel for whether they would vibe with you or not. Here we go. Sorry. Okay. So second down here, my name actually doesn't say Caitlin Kennedy on my Instagram. My name says South Florida Hair. And it's written that way because if someone searches South Florida Hair, that's going to come up. People aren't going to search for Caitlin Kennedy, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't know who I am yet. So if they search, if they're just in my area, if they're looking for a new hairstylist, they're going to search for something like South Florida Hair or something, Boca Hair, whatever. So that's why I made it that way, because then I have a higher chance for coming up for someone that's just searching for a new stylist. Moving down, this is your bio section. Here's where I actually put my name. I put what I specialize in, so blonding and vibrance. And then I put the stuff that I use, and I put the unicorn tribe there because it's kind of like gives me some credibility, I feel. If you don't have anything like that, no worries. I do recommend that you have your name, your location. So mine is, if you click more right here, mine says South Florida. Your name, location, what you specialize in. So mine is blonding and vibrance, and your accepting new clients. That's going to be a key that a lot of people don't do or don't have in their profile, but that immediately lets potential clients know who you are, what you do, where you are, and if you're available, which you should always be available. You should never close your client book. For like a totally different live topic here, but never close your client book. Always accept new clients and make sure that is visible for potential clients to see. Okay, we've got a couple of comments coming in. Hang on one second, people that are commenting. Let's get through this top section together, and then I'll go back and make sure that I get all of your questions, but I just don't want you to think I'm ignoring you at all. Okay, so from there, we're still in our bio section. Underneath here, can you guys see there's a website? And you can list your website, whether you have a personal profile, whether you have a business profile, or I don't even remember the other one, but there's 3 types of Instagram profiles you can have. So I have mine as my website. If you don't have a website, you're going to want to put this as your online booking link. If you don't have online booking, you totally should. And again, that's another topic for another live, but you want that to be a link where people can immediately reach you. I don't know about you guys, but I constantly will go back and just open my DMs and find messages that I didn't even know were there. So I always want to make sure that I have a link there so people can figure out a way to contact me just in case I do miss their DM. I wrote like 3 pages of notes for this one because there's so much that goes into Instagram. Oh, bouncing back to personal business and whatever other Instagram profile you can have. Do you guys know what else it is? Because I don't remember. Mine is set up as a business, and I would highly recommend that you guys do the same. The perks that you get with having a business account, first and foremost, is analytics. It breaks it down for you so much. Let me show you. It's under insights here. And I'm kind of like veering off topic right now, but these, you can see how many times my posts were seen. And that'll give you an idea of what kind of content your followers, your audience is engaging with more. You can see like how many times your stories were seen. If you run any promotions, you get all of that down here. So there's content, activity. So you can see when I had the most activity. So this would give me a good idea, like maybe my followers are hanging out on Instagram more on Thursdays or Sundays because that's when I had the most engagement. So that will kind of let me know when is a good time to post, just little things like that. And if you guys want to know more about the insights on Instagram, let me know, and maybe we can go over that in another video, just because there's so much content in there, or so many details for you guys. We could do a whole live just based off of the insights. But moving down, like I said, I'm going off on a tangent again. If you have your profile set up as a business profile, you're also able to put your, God, my screen's reflecting. You're also able to put your business address here. So I have my salon address listed there. Please don't come stalk me if you're a crazy person, but my salon address is listed there. And then I believe when you're looking at, oh, it's right here, for contact, people can actually go ahead and get your contact info right off of your page without even having to slide into your DMs or anything before that. So you get a lot of perks with the business profile that you don't get with the personal. So definitely check out the business page if you are not using that yet. If you're still on a personal account, I made the switch like 2 years ago, and it's been a huge game changer. So from there, we're going to drop down into story highlights. But before we get into those, let's check out these comments. I feel like I'm talking like a mile a minute because there's so much I want to talk about in this episode. It's not Corona, don't worry. Okay, so hey, all friends that are watching. Thank you guys for hanging out. Facebook user says, can you have your location in your profile elsewhere? Why is it important to put it up at the top? People have like a 3-second attention span. That's a really good question, by the way. So you have about 3 seconds to capture someone's attention when they pull up your page. And that's for any page, whether it be your Instagram, Facebook, whatever website. You have about 3 seconds to capture someone's attention. So if I'm like looking for a tattoo artist and I'm going through a lot of ways that I find services and stuff is I'll go through hashtags or I'll go through my explore page. And if I find someone that does tattoos and I can't figure out where they are, and like I may give them 4 seconds, but if I can't figure out where they are, if they're even close enough to me immediately, I'm just like, whatever, I'll just go find someone else. So I think it's super important to immediately let a potential client know if you're even in their area, if you're even in a radius that they would feel comfortable driving in. How do you get your script even and orderly? Mine is always annoying. Maybe it's the emojis that I use. I was going to say maybe I just did like an enter underneath, but maybe it's because I have emojis in between. Let's edit it and see, actually. So mine looks like this in the edit screen, in the edit bio. So if I go back, yeah, I did this little enter key and it just drops it down another line. Is that what you were asking about? Make sure I save my changes and don't erase everything. Yeah, so let me know if that answered your question. If not, I'll try to answer it a little better. All right, we have some people tagging their friends. Thank you for tagging your friends. We can all hang out together. Just learning about analytics and insights. It's a really, really cool option that the business profile gives you. And I can seriously just geek out on my analytics forever. Like even on my YouTube channel, I once a day get up there and check it. And I'm just like, wow, this is so cool. You get all these cool like graphs and stuff. So yeah, if you want to talk about those more, or if you have any direct questions, feel free to leave them or shoot me a message too. Also, if you guys are just tuning on, I don't know if you're just choosing not to accept the permission where I can see your name. But if you want me to be able to see who you are and you're watching on Facebook, click the link in the caption box up top. And then that just allows my streaming platform to see who you are. Just because we're streaming in a private Facebook group, it can't access your name. Hello, all my Facebook friends. You're good, babe. Was that in relation to me like talking? That's my question. Hey, Ryan, thanks for hanging out. Hey, friends. Okay. I can't figure out how to make my name appear. Oh, on the group. So if you look up top, I think the video is titled the Instagram episode, and then there's a caption box. And the caption box is where I'm like, this is what we're talking about, blah, 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 blah. And then under that, there should be a link that says to allow StreamYard to access my name, click here. Let me know if you see that or if you don't see that. Brittany says, I design my notes and then copy and paste in my bio. Yeah, that's a good idea too. That way you don't even have to mess with it. You do it on a desktop computer. Oh, I see what's happening. You're on mobile. Gotcha. I'm sorry. Just keep typing out your name at the end. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it doesn't pop up on mobile. That's wild. Okay. And magic. Yes. Thank you. Perfect. Glad I could help. Okay. So bumping on down, how many of you guys use the story highlights option on your Instagram. Yes, Ryan, I can see you now. Hey. Are you guys using them? Are you not using them? I'll tell you something that I was actually thinking about this past week that I've had off is I am not using them now. I used to use them and then I stopped updating them for a while and then I just got tired of seeing them because they were so old. So I just deleted everything. So I have no story highlights right now. This is where they would go. Oops. This is where they would go, and I'm sure you've seen those on people's pages. Oh, look, I can show you. So new highlight, I can go through my stories and choose stories or a series of stories that I've posted before to appear in that little bubble. So I haven't used them, but while I have had all this time off, I was really thinking I should use them. Again, going back to that 3-second rule, you have about 3 seconds to capture someone's attention. So if someone comes to my page and they're like, oh, look, this girl's in my area, cool. The next thing that they're going to see when they scroll down is this section where they can see my story highlights. So the way I want to set this up, and I'm going to work on this week, is I want to have it set up in sections. So I want one little story highlight to be for blondes, one little story highlight to be for vibrance, one little story highlight to be for balayage, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So that way, just all through the different types of, services that I do. So that way, if someone is coming to my page for the first time and they want to say or they want to see hey, can this girl do blondes? Instead of having to scroll through all these rainbow things to look for a blonde, they'll just be able to click on blondes and be like, oh shit, she can do blondes. Cool. And I think it'll make it a little more user-friendly for clients coming to my page. Mel says, I highlight my major reposts. That's a good idea too, because that'll give you credibility. So if someone's coming to your page, obviously they can see that you do good work, but that also lets them know that you have big companies backing you and believing in you. So they'll feel a little more comfortable and confident in you as well. Jennifer says, I don't know how to use stories or share friends, tag stories, etc. I try, but I'm not sure I have any idea what I'm doing. Okay, so for Instagram, does your page look like this when you just open it? If you go to this little camera right up top and click on that, that is how you're going to see. Why can't I figure out where my phone? Okay, there we go. This is how you're going to make stories. So my screen is super dark right now, but if you want to just record something, you're going to hold this button down and record. And then it's then it's going to play it back to you. And then from there's a lot of cool editing things you can do. You can also just take a still photo if you just want a photo in your story. So just play around with it. And if you have any more questions, let me know. But that is how you get to it to start with. Just press on your home screen, not on your page. Just press right there. Okay. This is Mallory. I don't know if you can see me. I can't see her name, Mallory, but I'm super glad you're here. And I like knowing that you're here. Ryan says, how do we share friends' stories? I couldn't figure that out. So they have to tag you in the story. If someone wants to go on Instagram right now and make a story and just tag me in it, then you can go through. Are you okay?
No, I can't. I tried to hose it, but I can't stop.
Okay. Hang on. We're having an emergency. Give me 1 second, guys. I will be right back.
Stop.
What happened?
I scraped the blackboard and it won't stop bleeding.
Oh, it's okay. Hang on 1 second, okay?
It won't stop.
Here, just put your paper towel on it. Hold it right there. Let me turn off my computer. I'll be right back. Hang on. All right, guys, I am so sorry. We're having a bloody toe accident. give me just a couple of minutes and I'll hop right back on, okay? So I'll answer all these questions in just a second. I'll be right back, guys.